In this episode, we go deep. New valve covers, new injectors, new throttle actuators. Don't ever buy these spark plugs. Welcome to the MPower Den. All right, so we're going to get ready to get some new valve covers in this thing. We're going to get new fuel injectors and new spark plugs and new throttle actuators. To do all of that, we're going to have to take this intake manifold off. And to do that, there are 8 clamps. Let's see. Here, there, one back there. There's one way back here. Somewhere under there. Looks like it doesn't even have a clamp on it anymore. And then this plastic guy right here. I have to unclip that guy. And I think there's one more down at the front of this intake manifold. Somewhere down in here. I think this guy right down in there. I have to pull that guy off. And then there's 4 more clamps on this side down under here. We're going to loosen this coolant reservoir, pull it out of the way, and just kind of let it hang out here somewhere and have fun while we get down and dirty and get access to all this stuff. So we got to pull this intake manifold off. The throttle actuators live down under there. It gives us area to get the valve covers off, get these injectors out, get the injector harnesses off to do the valve covers, pull the coils, change spark plugs. We got new spark plug tubes. I don't know. You'll see. We got it all. So there's the engine with the intake removed. Looked like maybe that boot wasn't seated correctly. And there was a clamp on this rear one back here. This little clip up here, didn't have time to take it off because the intake just exploded. So it looks like one of the ears came off with it. Or maybe it was already broken, I'm not sure. But it's definitely not the first time that's been off there. All right, so we'll go over some things that basically connectors that you need to take off for the throttle actuators. We'll start down here. There's connector way down there. You gotta disconnect. There's a little clamp here, clamp down there. This wire was disconnected. I'm not sure what it went to. Maybe the air conditioning or something at some point. There's a connector here, way down in there. This connector here, the temp sensor here, this connector here. This one's kind of fun to snake around all the lines and stuff. And then there's a wire that runs down here, this little one. There's a clamp there you got to disconnect. There's a sensor there. And then there's a clamp down here underneath this coolant hose. That wire runs down in here and connects to the alternator right there. There you go. So you got to unconnect that, fish that up through here, unclip a couple connector clamps there, and it runs up underneath this coolant hose and then runs in through here. These are your throttle actuator connectors, this one and this one. I disconnected this. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I disconnected that. You don't really have to. You have enough room to get this connector or the wire case out of there. And then there is another connector down in here underneath that you need to disconnect. Other than that, it's super fun and easy. And you just pop these guys off with the screwdriver down there on the actuators. And Bob's your uncle, you got new throttle actuators. Pop this valve cover off. Still waiting on Vanos covers to show up, so we can't put the valve cover back on until those get here. They should be here Monday or Tuesday. And we got to do injectors on this still, so I might mess with that tomorrow. I also got to find a tool to disconnect this fuel line. I don't have one for some reason, so I'll have to order one of those. So while the valve covers were off, we're going to do some Sloan Vanos spring covers. So there's this D-shaped cutout, and that goes over the end of the spring, and it's kind of opposite of this big notch. In the Vanos, there's a couple little notches on every other tab, but then there's one big one across from this D-shaped cutout. Again, the D-shaped cutout goes over the end of the spring. And then there's every other tab has a little snap that snaps onto the Vanos. So you should hear 6 snaps. To do this, you will need to take off the front little timing area cover at the very top. You don't need to do any timing adjustments or timing tools or anything. It's just a front cover that comes off, and you will need some new gaskets for it. So while we were in there, we decided to upgrade our valve covers from the factory ones to a pair of NRW aluminum ones. Ours were in pretty good shape, other than the inside was starting to flake off a little bit, whatever coating was inside of it. We just decided to go with nice new shiny pretty ones. And here I'm just swapping over all the stuff from one valve cover to the other valve cover. All the O-rings and the sensors and the spark plug tubes and all that stuff. So these NRW valve covers are a really nice piece from what we've experienced so far. Pretty much a one-to-one replacement. We got a red version and that matches our car really well. It's paint coat on the car is A65 Melbourne red, and it looks really good in the engine bay. So in this video, we got a lot of preventative maintenance done. We're wrapping it up here. We got throttle actuators put in, new fuel injectors put in, new valve covers put in, new Vanos covers put in, new spark plugs put in that will end up causing a debilitating misfire issue we chased for a week and a half. And if you want to find out more about that, there's probably going to be an upcoming video about it. If you found this video entertaining or helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you do have questions or comments, bleepity bloop those things down below. And remember, if it doesn't fit, get a bigger hammer. See ya.